Electricity. You flip a switch, the lights go on. But will we have safe supplies of electricity to meet our fast-growing needs? Today, nuclear energy provides 1/5 of America's electricity. Tomorrow, it could supply even more. And nuclear power plants don't emit greenhouse gases, so they preserve our environment. We need to reduce our dependence on foreign energy. And we also need clean air. With nuclear energy, we can do both. Nuclear, putting clean air energy to work.
We're back here at Mohawk, where after the race's first caution, a competitive restart saw a tightly knit pack battle hard for every position possible. Rick Miller put in a valiant attempt to take away the lead. He battled Dale Caswell on the top of the track, a line you heard him mention earlier he anticipated might still have some grip. But before they could get back to complete the lap, the caution flag came out, making Miller's challenge null and void. Spins by Joe Banks and Matt Vinderlinden were the culprits for the second caution in this event, which is now 5 laps complete. They were all able to rejoin at the tail of the field, but have a long way to go to get to the front.
Well, Rick Miller has to be feeling good about his opportunities on this restart on the top of the racetrack, but 24 laps left to go. Is that going to be the prevailing line? As it does appear that after a few laps, the bottom becomes the place to be once the momentum is built up there. These crate late models like the top, though, but Caswell gets the great start on the inside of the racetrack. Dale Caswell leads into turn number 1 and 2. Miller slides up the racetrack higher than he wanted to be and is now in no man's land. Here comes Tim Sears Jr. to the inside. Sears down on the bottom of the racetrack. Miller fights back hard but overcooks it. Goes up 3 grooves off the bottom of the racetrack, and Adam Turner now peeks to the inside for third. Rick Miller trying to fight back down to the bottom. Car still skating on him a little bit more than he would want. And Miller is back into spot number 4. Adam Turner moves up into position number 3. And here comes Darren Peters now in the 1P. Throw Greg Bellier into the mix as he goes to the inside of the racetrack to try to get by, as they are freight training Rick Miller's 98. Again, off the bottom of the even-numbered corners, 2 and 4 is really where Miller is losing. He can drive in deeper, but there is just not enough fight off the corner. That may be indicative that some rubber has been laid down in the preferred groove on the inside of the racetrack, or at least it is not as slippery down there and there is more grip for these cold tires here late in the night. Sean Beardsley now moving his way through as well. Remember, he started back in 12th today, is up to 6th with only 9 laps complete. Not even a third of the way through the race, and the winner from earlier this afternoon, the driver of the 18S, may have something for these top 3. Adam Turner has done a nice job on the inside of the racetrack. He continues to peek underneath the 3T of Tim Sears Jr. for second. And so far, nothing doing, as we've got some cars in the back a little out of shape. Shane Tenase in the 714. Little squirrely off of turn number 2. Richard Ryson, he's squirrely and spins in turn number 3 right in front of the leader. Caswell able to get by, looks like a flat left rear for the 2XR. Caution gonna have to fly once again here with 10 laps complete. And just before the leaders hit the tail of the field.
Thankfully for Ryzen, his flat tire did not cause any additional body damage, a vital factor for success, and something Greg Byrosh explained in this month's Tech Minute.
Well, this time on the Tech Minute, we're going to talk about something that, well, we might take a little bit for granted on a late model, and that is, of course, this bodywork. We see it on all these cars, all the aluminum, the plastic nose, the big rear spoiler, but it all has a purpose, and it all does something very important. Up front, this front nose provides a lot of downforce to the front of the car. You start down by the ground with the splitter. That starts the air up over the nose of the car, providing downforce. Then you've got these fender flares. They come out. This, again, helps push down on the front of the car, and you've got these big air dams here that stick up, help keep that air on the car as it flows down through, flows right through the open cockpit. That brings us to the tail of the car. Big rear spoiler, at least 6 inches in height. It's adjustable in angle so you can get just the right balance between downforce and drag. Car is wide open underneath, out the back. And most drivers, they've got this short section on the right-hand side. As you can see, there's a couple of scrapes. Every once in a while, this end of the spoiler might come in contact with the outside retaining wall. If it wasn't a short split section, it might tend to tear the entire spoiler off the car, but with this split, it lessens the chances of that. Maybe you'll just lose this little section, but the whole main part of the spoiler will still be intact. It's short track racing. Aero might not be the first thing everybody thinks of, but it is vitally important here on a dirt late model. So that's it for this week's Tech Minute.
Almost no fender damage to speak of at the front of the pack, as you might expect, but that doesn't mean they won't need to flex their muscle in the final 20 laps. Leader Dale Caswell is now joined by Tim Sears Jr. on the front row as they prepare for another restart.
Spoke to Tim Sears Jr. earlier. He said when you're running on the top of the racetrack, it seems like you're going faster. We'll see if that holds true for him here on this restart on the top of the speedway. A little slow for the 3T, and Adam Turner goes to the inside for second. Adam Turner makes the move, but still Sears prevailing on the top. Off the bottom, Adam Turner's been so good off the inside rail of turn number 2. He's now dead even like they were on the opening lap, but this time, Adam Turner has got back by the Clay New York driver and has taken away the runner-up spot. What a great performance by Adam Turner. 4th earlier today, running in 2nd here, not even to halfway yet. Darren Peters, he's on the move as well. Started in 7th, now rides in 4th. Greg Bellier cracks into the top 5, but maybe falling out of it. Here comes Sean Beardsley in the 18S. Beardsley again started back in position number 12. He has now cracked his way into the top 5, short of halfway still. If Beardsley has any chance at winning, though, he will need a few drivers to make some mistakes, because the bottom line is really the only place to be right now. He peeks to the inside of Darren Peters. Peters washes up just a little bit as they battle for 4th and 5th. This time by, they will be coming around to complete lap 14. Peters able to hold off Beardsley for the moment, who got a little sideways off of turn number 4. You have to think rubber has been laid down on that inside groove. Most of the drivers, when they hit that line, are just so much quicker than anybody who has been contesting up on the top. And here you see it. Sean Beardsley gets underneath Darren Peters, flexes his muscle, and puts his 18S now up into 4th. One slow car on the inside of the racetrack. It's going to draw a caution. Steve Coit in the 12C has slowed, and we are back under caution. Now at halfway here for the feature.